There are moments when you hear a story that seems unreal. This is one of those, but we'll still tell you about it. When their grandfather passed away, one family made the decision to explore around his home. Beyond their wildest expectations, they discovered what was in the attic. Only 1 month prior, the elderly guy had passed away. The family was going through a difficult period. Their grandfather, John Dinley, had been a man they had adored. At the conclusion of his life, John Dinley delighted to reflect on his long and fulfilling life, which was full of wonderful experiences. One of the stories John loved to tell was about the time he allegedly met Herbert Hoover, the 31st President of the United States. From 1929 to 1933, this president served in the White House. John was born in 1930 and had no memory of it, but according to his recollections, his mother had saved the life of a young girl and was honored with a medal and a family supper with the president. The attic's locking trapdoor had seen better days. It appeared to have been closed for a long time because it was rotting all over. When they were able to remove it and unlock the trapdoor, they discovered something incredible inside. There was evidence in the attic that their grandfather's crazy tales had not all been made up. One of them, if not both, proved to be accurate. The attic's contents had nothing to do with John Dinley's alleged meeting with the 31st President of the United States, but they did connect to another of his incredible tales. John Dinley had a particular fondness for this tale. His family had always used a grain of salt upon hearing it. It was simply absurd to be true, or did it? Everything seemed a lot less weird than they had previously believed once they learned what was in the attic. John came to a stop next to the disabled car. The man's engine had a problem when he was also traveling to Dallas. He was unsure about what to do. Fortunately for him, John was knowledgeable about cars and quickly fixed the engine. The man was so impressed that he requested John's services as his permanent mechanic. John got the opportunity to fully admire the car he had just fixed throughout the trip to the man's home. It was right there in front of him. It was a Jaguar, and it was also brand new. John was only able to say that. This home was unique in many ways. You could ask anyone and they would all call it a mansion. It was huge and gorgeous. The walls were gleaming white and the gardens were kept up beautifully. It seemed like a dream. The man finally disclosed what John's position will be during lunch. He had to look after and maintain the man's huge collection of vehicles. The man had a sizable collection in a nearby barn, so it appears that he was a serious collector. John even received permission to begin residing in the farmhouse next to the barn in exchange. John established a life for himself on this farm outside of Dallas over the course of the following few years. The man's collection of vehicles continued to expand, and the barn was totally filled with them. John regularly took them for short rides and kept them in excellent condition. John's employer was killed in a vehicle accident. He has just one brother, no children, and no wife. John was to receive the contents of the barn, while the brother received the house and all of the deceased other assets, according to his will. He had received everything from the man, including a home, a reliable employment, and a pleasant existence. And then he vanished. John was devastated. He vowed never to go back inside the barn. So as John grew older, started a family, and ultimately passed away, the bar remained on the barn door and rusted away. The moment John's family unlocked the attic trapdoor, which had been kept closed for years, their jaws fell. They discovered a sizable cache of gold bars in the attic. There were more than 1,000 gold bars in this room, according to a paper on a table in the attic. Years earlier, they had been traded for the items in a particular barn. The appraiser informed the family that the entire value of this collection was about $26 million. They were quite surprised by this, because they had never seen it before. They had no idea that their grandfather had truly inherited a sizable automotive collection. In fact, he had exchanged it for more than a K gold bars.